right, so that blue, no, that's more like a purple. M is, we should make it blue, shouldn't we, since it's Minnetonka. That M is a function. Do you get that I could move it right, left, up, down, or flip it? Okay, but what you haven't done yet is stretch them. And so that looks kind of like this, where you throw a 1/2 out in front. Well, I'm going to go back a little bit and make sure that you get, if I did this, that would mean it moves to the left, 5, and then what's that negative up front to? Flips up, down, because the stuff on the outside is up, down stuff, right? And the stuff on the inside is left, right stuff. So if I throw a 2 out here, then that is an up, down thing. And it makes sense. The stuff on the outside makes sense. It's twice as tall. So if I was going to do that M example, I take my M that was normally like this, and if I make it twice as tall, it's just going to go like this. Notice that its width does not change. It's still the same width. It's just twice as tall. Do you get that? Okay, so how about if I change the 2 to on the inside? You'd think it was twice as wide, wouldn't you? But it's not. Because remember, you can't trust the stuff on the inside. It's half as wide on the inside. Do you get that? What if it says half? You'd expect it to be half as big, and so it's twice as big. So if I put a 4 in there, then it's going to seem like it's 4 times wider, but it's really 1/4 as wide. Yes? Good question. If I do this one, for instance, do you get that it's a width thing? It's how wide the M is going to be. So then its height will stay the same. Therefore, its Y is left alone. You only mess with the X in this case. All right, so what I want you to do now is go to Schoology. And within Schoology, you will find this. It says 3rd page only, stretches and shrinks worksheet, assigned on 10-1. Can you believe it's October already? Judging by the fact that it's going to be like 30-some degrees by the end of the week, I can believe it. And remember, 75 degrees like tomorrow, I think. So got to get out there and enjoy it. It's one of your last days to enjoy beautiful summer weather. All right. So what'd you find? Not the top one, that's the answer key. The bottom one, actually, is the right one here. Because we went stretches and shrinks worksheet. That's the homework for today. Yep. Don't worry about what that means. Okay, so here's your worksheet. And I want to actually just start working through this with you so you understand what we're talking about here. All right. Do you get that this first one wants me to take my parent one and make it half as tall? All right. Then what we need to know is, what is our parent one? And you're going to write the parent one in this part right here. That's where the parent one goes. Okay, so what are the parent points? Well, this point right there is 0, 0. This point right there that I can't quite see is 1, 1. And then it's 2, 0. And then it's 3, 1. And then it's 4, 0. You get, I have 5 parent points there. Copy those down. This is part of your worksheet. This is your homework, so I'm just helping you with your homework right now. And then we need to morph them. This was X and Y. I probably should put that in on your sheet, so when you're looking back at it later, you don't get confused. And this is X and Y for your new one. I'd like you to use red for the one on the right. Change colors, change to a red. Okay, so now, remember, what are we doing to this shape? Yes? Making it what? Nope. Half as tall. There you go. Because if you say half as big, that implies both dimensions are getting half as big. So it's half as tall. Tallness is the Y. So that means all my Y's need to get half as big. So all my X's are going to stay the same. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get how I didn't have to mess with the X's at all? I encourage you to do that, because you'll be done with your X's. And now you can just go change your Y's. The Y's all have to be half as big as they used to be. Notice it says a half, and I do a half because it's intuitive. It's exactly what you'd expect to do. So it's half of 0 is 0. Half of 1 is a half, or I could have put 0.5. Half of 2 is 1. Or, no, that's not 2. It was this number here. Half of 0 is 0. Half of 1 is a half. And half of 0 is 0. There's my new points. And then, you've done this in red, right? If you didn't, then... Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? It should be 0, a half, 0, a half, and 0. I'm not taking half my x numbers. I'm looking at these numbers here with the arrows, and I'm cutting all of them in half. So I messed with my y's. All right. Now, on the graph, you actually need to graph this. For the m's, I'm going to make you graph them because they're way easier than the next page where it's like a squiggle thing. I'm not going to make you graph those for me, but these you're going to have to graph. All right, so how do I graph that? I take those points, 0, 0. I put in a dot with red, please. Again, 0, 1 half, or sorry, 1 comma 1 half is right there. 2 comma 0 is right here. 3 comma a half is here. 4 comma 0 is here, and then just connect the dots. Just like when you were a little kid. There we go. Now my m is half as tall, and it's the same width as it used to be. So the steps in this are always start by putting the parent points right here. And then the one on the right is where you change the parent points to something else. So now, I'm going to use black for my kind of standard, x, y. Parent points are still 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0. Same parent points as last time. 3, 1, and 4, 0. And then, this is where I change to the new. I'm going to use, for this one, let's use green, please. Okay, x and y now. I'm just taking my parent points. This is just the parent ones. And now I'm going to make it twice as tall. So I'm going to take all these y's, which are the tallness factor. I'm going to take all of those and do what to them? Make them twice as big. So my x's are unchanged. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my y's are all twice as big. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2, etc. And then to graph that one, just think about it. It's twice as tall. So I'm going to slide up. Everything moves. That's a bummer. Okay. I guess I can't do it, but you're going to have to picture. This is just going to go up twice as tall, like that. It's off my screen a little bit, but I think you get the idea. All right, let's look at the next section here. I'm going to clear my ink off, and let's look at the next part. Right here, still the same parent points. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 go with 0, 0, 1 was 1, 0, 1, and 0. Okay, there's my parent points. But this one's different because there's a 2 on the inside. So now, what should I mess with? X or Y? The x's. And I should take all my x numbers and don't do what comes natural, which is times them all by 2. You'll have to do counterintuitive, which is 1 half. So half the 0 is still a 0. Half of the 1 is a half. Half the 2 is 1. Half the 3 is 1.5. You can use 0.5s if you want. And half the 4 is 2. And my y's? Am I messing with my y's at all? Nope. Just the x's. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. I used red again. I probably shouldn't have. I should have probably changed colors. But when you do your graph on this one, why don't you use blue? We haven't used blue yet. So when you graph this puppy, it's going to be twice as wide? No. Counterintuitive. Not twice as wide. What? Half as wide. If you just graph these points, that's why we made them. Graph that, graph that, graph that, graph that, and graph that. And you'll see your shape will come out half as wide. Okay, I think you got the idea. And I'm going to give you a lot of time to work on this one. I encourage you to ask me if you get stuck on stuff. Remember on this one, I told my class that it's okay with me if you don't graph them because they can be a little tricky. We may do that in class tomorrow or something. But you can just make the points for this one. So what are the key points for this? That's a key point, that's a key point, that's a key point, that's a key point. And the only other key point you might want is right there. Do you get why that's a key point? Otherwise, if you just connect the dots, you're going to miss out if you don't have this one. So those are your 5 key points. And those go in here. Remember, the parent points are always the ones on the left. Start with those, and then you morph them. All right. It'll be just like that on your last one. The last question on the worksheet is this. And you take these parent points, which you make a list of them first. See, it gives you a picture, and I got to know what the points are, so I say, all right, this one that's probably off the screen if you're at home is right over here, and it's at -5, comma, -3. Then my next point's that one, and that's at -2, comma, 3. I'm making my parent points right next to the graph. Then I can morph them accordingly. That says to do 2 times on the inside, which is going to mean half as wide, which means I take all my x's and do half to them, half what they were. So, okay, I think that's enough help. If you need more help, ask me. I'll be available during work time today.